No, I can't do that. I won't do that. My client was shaking her head. She had her arms crossed. She was recoiling at the suggestion that I had just made. I just floated the idea that she might open up to her team a little bit, letting them know that she was finding the current situation that they were facing as difficult as they were. Now, she'd sought out coaching because she needed to boost the engagement in her team. She felt like they didn't trust her. And in reality, it was pretty evident to me that she didn't trust them. She was very defensive in her communication, and she was engaging in what Brene Brown calls emotional armour. Just like a full suit of armor for a knight, it both protects and hides the individual inside. Emotional armor does the same thing. Yes, it might be protective in some way, but the leader hidden beneath is hidden from their people. Their people can't see them, let alone trust and connect with the real human that's underneath the armor. So here's the reality for my client. If she would never open up, she would never build team engagement. So let's talk about the psychology of I won't. All right, my client said I won't do that. And whenever we say I won't, you are speaking or seeking, sorry, to avoid something, something that you fear, something that might be painful, something that is uncomfortable. And the same can be true of I can'ts. See, most often your can'ts are actually substitutes for won'ts. Whenever you say, I can't do that, most of the time, really what you're saying is, I'm unwilling to do that. And whatever it is that you want to avoid, whatever it is you are afraid of in that sense, it is stopping you. It's stopping you from gaining some sort of benefit, some sort of reward, or achieving some sort of outcome. And ultimately, it has control over you. Now, there's a distinction that we need to make here. There are some real can'ts. There are things that we are unable to do, where we're physically unable to do it. I'm not talking about those times. And some won'ts are important. There are boundaries that we need to maintain for our safety and the safety of others. I'm not talking about those either. I'm talking about the uncomfortable leadership scenarios where you're unwilling to face it fully and lean in. Delivering the feedback to your boss, maybe, or holding your team accountable, admitting that you've made a mistake. So here's what you need to understand. Won'ts always come in pairs. If you won't do the hard thing today, you won't enjoy the benefit tomorrow. If you won't provide the feedback, then your people won't know that change is needed. If you won't trust others, then they will never trust you. If you're not going to fire the underperformer, you'll never build the high performance team. If you won't do what's required to get a desired outcome, you won't ever experience the outcome you desire. Won'ts always come in pairs. And I like to think about this a little bit like the elephant that has the rope around its leg and it's simply anchored with a small peg in the ground. Now, even though the elephant is powerful enough to pull that peg free, it thinks it can't. By continuously avoiding difficult scenarios or uncomfortable tasks, your language starts to change. Your won'ts become can'ts. And then your thoughts begin to change, and then your beliefs begin to change, and you believe that you can't. But just like the elephant, you actually can. Overcoming your fears and your unwillingness is not always easy, but you can make it easier by following a few simple steps. Steps that challenge your thinking, challenges that shift your frame of perspective a little bit more meaningfully. First of all, what you should do is identify what you're avoiding. As soon as you say, I won't do something or I can't do something, stop and ask yourself, what am I avoiding? The phrase name it to tame it actually has a lot of psychological substance. Once you name an element of your psychology, you can choose then to influence it. It loses its power to control you. Then think about, what are the long-term costs and benefits? If you keep avoiding this, what are the consequences? And on the other side of the coin, if you lean into it and address it, what might the future benefits be? Which would you prefer? Step 3 is to test the decision against your values. Ask yourself, does avoiding this align with my values? Does it help me become the person that I want to be? Now, this stage always challenges me personally. It's the one that inspires me to act. Then we break it down. So step number 4, break it down. This stage is all about making it easier. Build an action plan of small specific steps, because small steps are easier to take. And step number 5, simply commit and execute. Take action and do the thing, all right? Now, over the years, I've found these 5 steps incredibly helpful, both in helping me deal with my won'ts and what I'm unwilling to face, but also with my clients. I trust that you'll find them helpful too. You know, leadership is a privilege, it's an honor, and it's a responsibility and a burden. In reality, every day, leadership is a test of character. You'll be presented daily with opportunities to do the hard thing or the easy, to take the difficult road or the easy road, to do the right or the comfortable thing, to become better or maybe become bitter over time. Don't let your can'ts, your wants, your fears hold you back from being all that you can be. So I encourage you, identify one area of your life or leadership where your wants or your can'ts are currently holding you back. Implement those 5 steps. Let me know how you go. Until then, lead well.